Welcome to NETRUSH Report, the battlefield of egos, rackets, and raw emotion. This isn't your regular tennis talk. This is where we expose the cracks behind the trophies, the pressure behind the power plays, and the drama behind the discipline. Hit that subscribe button because what we're about to unpack about Alexander Zverev is more than just forehands and fitness. It's the painful truth behind greatness and the high price of chasing it. Let's get into it. That you're watching NETRUSH Report, where tennis isn't just a game, it's a war zone of willpower and raw truth. From locker room confessions to press conference meltdowns, we bring you the drama they try to hide. Subscribe now, because every set has a story, and every champion has secrets that on paper, Alexander Zverev is having an incredible season. He's cracked the 500 match wins milestone. He's the 7th fastest in history to do it. Only titans like Novak Djokovic, Stan Wawrinka, Marin Cilic, and Gael Monfils share this elite status among active players. But Zverev's voice doesn't match the stats. His tone is heavy, his confidence shaky. "I am playing terrible," he said in a brutally honest interview on the Nothing Major Show podcast, August 2nd, 2025. "I don't feel like myself out there. And sometimes I don't know what I'm doing wrong." His admission came just a day after he clawed past Italian upstart Matteo Arnaldi in a roller coaster 3-set match. 6-7, 5, 6-3, 6-2. It should have been a confidence booster. Instead, it became a mirrored what's happening inside Zverev's head. Zverev isn't just questioning his shots. He's questioning his decisions altogether. "Sometimes I feel like I make choices that I wouldn't have made last year or even 2 months ago," he said. And that's a red flag. This is a player who's known for calculated risk. 4 towering serves, pinpoint forehands, and an ice-cold presence under pressure. But when self-doubt creeps in, even the most iron-willed athlete becomes human again. His 2025 campaign, though studded with wins, has been mentally draining. A heartbreak loss to Jannik Sinner in the Australian Open final, an intense clay season where he clashed with expectations and physical exhaustion. Ongoing recovery from his horrific 2022 ankle injury that, though healed, still lingers in the back of his mind. That he's winning, but he's not free. Let's rewind to that third-round match against Matteo Arnaldi. Zverev came in as the heavy favorite. World number 3 versus a rising but unseeded opponent. But it was anything but easy. Arnaldi came out swinging, attacking Zverev's backhand and dragging him into long rallies. Zverev looked tired, slow to the ball, flat-footed. He lost the first set in a tight 7-6 tiebreak. Zverev picked up the tempo. Fewer unforced errors, more first serves. He took it 6-3. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. He broke Arnaldi early and rode the momentum. Closing 6-2 after the win, you'd expect celebration. Instead, Zverev barely cracked a smile. Let's not forget what happened earlier this year. Zverev made an incredible run to the Australian Open final, beating names like Rublev and Medvedev. But in the final, he faced Jannik Sinner, the new Italian sensation. The match started strong for Zverev, but the wheels came off. Unforced errors, fatigue, frustration that he lost the match in 4 sets. "It was one of the most painful finals of my life," he later said. That loss, it seems, scarred him deeper than he let on. And now, months later, it's resurfacing, clouding his form, his mind, and maybe even his goals. In an era where players are trained to smile and say, "I'm just happy to be here." Zverev's brutal honesty is refreshing. That he's not hiding behind PR lines. He's not pretending everything's perfect. He's telling the world he's confused, exhausted, and struggling, even while racking up wins. That takes guts, because when you're the world number 3, people expect dominance. Not doubt. Zverev's 2022 injury, where he tore multiple ankle ligaments during a French Open match against Rafael Nadal, was one of the worst seen on tour. He's back now, competing, winning. But insiders suggest his movement isn't quite the same. "He's lost half a step," said a commentator during his Canadian Open 3-hour match. And when you're playing the top 10, that's all it takes. So is this Zverev at 90%? Or is he still chasing 100 and burning out in the process? Zverev's 4th-round opponent at the Canadian Open, Argentina's Francisco Cerundolo. Cerundolo is a grinder. Relentless baseline play, heavy topspin, and the kind of opponent who punishes hesitation that if Zverev enters that match doubting himself, mentally or physically, it could end badly. This isn't just another fourth round. This is a test of identity. Will Zverev rediscover his fire? Or will the spiral continue? Zverev is 28. He's been in the top 10 for nearly a decade. He's got 24 ATP titles. He's made Grand Slam finals. He has Olympic gold, but no Grand Slam title. And the younger generation, Sinner, Alcaraz, Rune, is catching up. This year might be his last true window. But how do you win when you don't believe in yourself? Alexander Zverev just crossed 500 career wins. He's world number 3. And yet, he's lost in his own head. Maybe this is the story of a comeback we haven't seen yet. Or maybe it's the beginning of a breakdown. But one thing's for sure, tennis isn't just about who hits the ball harder. It's about who survives the silence between points, the voices in their own mind, and the pressure of being great when it stops feeling good. We'll be watching Zverev closely at the Canadian Open. And you should too. Because when champions start cracking, history gets made or rewritten. This was NETRUSH Report, where tennis meets truth. Hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Do you think Zverev is being too hard on himself, or is this the beginning of a major downfall? See you next time, where the drama hits harder than the serves.